Hello, my name is Fox and you're watching Den of Fools. Let's jump right in. In week 28 of 2023, we had 76 tournaments with a total of 1,840 players and 8,108 games played. This week, the Aeldari are back at the top with an impressive 26 wins and 50 top 3 placings. They have a weighted placing of 5.7, the best overall. Now the nerfs are in full effect, it is a bit surprising they performed much better than last week, where they had a weighted placing of 13.7. I did state that they would still be the strongest faction even after the nerfs, and their domination of the tournaments this week has suggested I was correct. The Genestealer Cults come next with 9 wins and a weighted placing of 8.2, the second best overall. With Knights suffering a bit more from the nerfs than Aeldari, it's looking like the Genestealers are currently the second strongest faction. Necrons are in third with 8 wins and a significantly higher weighted placing of 16.8. This weighted placing is still quite good overall, and they are looking like they are now living up to the perceived strength of their index in terms of tournament wins. The Space Marines are the last faction in blue, with 7 wins and a much higher weighted placing of 48.4. The very high weighted placing suggests to me they only managed to get in the blue group by sheer weight of numbers. Chaos Demons top the green group with 6 wins and a weighted placing of 14.5, which is the third best overall. They are still performing well, although their weighted placing is a bit higher than the 8.7 they got last week. The Imperial Knights also get 6 wins, but a significantly higher weighted placing of 24.3. It looks like the Knights' tournament winning potential is being curtailed slightly after the nerfs. They are still one of the stronger factions at the moment, but they are not undisputedly the second strongest faction anymore. 24 factions managed at least one top 10 placing, with the Space Marines getting the most top 10s with 122. The Aeldari are in second on 85, with Custodians in third on 58 top 10 placings. With the Knights being a little less proficient at tournaments, the Custodians have just managed to get ahead of them with 2 more top 10 placings. Unsurprisingly, the Space Marines are the most played faction with 18.42% of players taking them. Somewhat inevitably, the more tournaments we have, the more popular the Space Marines are. Aeldari are the second most popular faction on 8.1%, followed by Imperial Knights in third on 7.93%. Aeldari and Knights remain in the same spots, however they have both seen a slight decrease in popularity from last week. It takes our resident stat guru and Ultramarine fanboy Fearless Fox many hours to collect all the data. It would be great if you could show your appreciation by liking the video. It really helps us with the God algorithm of YouTube. We have grouped the win rates by colour, with the key at the bottom of the screen. This week the 3 Ynnari players topped the charts with a win rate of 68.8%. As they only had 3 players, the second most popular faction Aeldari are the real winners, with a win rate of 65.4%. Now the points nerfs are in full effect, we start to see confirmation that the Aeldari are going to be very strong for the foreseeable future. I would be surprised if they drop out of the blue group before another balance change is made. Perhaps GW may use the Index Errata, which is coming towards the end of July, to change some of their more powerful combos. The Genestealer Cults are the last faction in blue, with a win rate of 60.9%. With only the Aeldari beating them in terms of win rates and placings, it seems like the Cults have seized second place for themselves. The third most popular faction, Imperial Knights, top the green group, with a win rate of 55.9%. Their win rate is marginally lower than last week's, which leaves them uncomfortably in third place. The nerfs have definitely hurt their tournament winning potential. I would estimate they are now struggling against the other top tier factions, such as Aeldari and Genestealers. They clearly still have a lot of raw power, which is overwhelming a lot of the lower factions, which leads to them still having a very good win rate. There is also a chance more tournaments are using true line of sight blocking terrain, which would make it more difficult for Knights in general. The Custodians get a win rate of 55.4%. They continue to perform well, and got first and second at GW's Tacoma Open, a massive 358 player tournament. We will have a look at these lists in our next tournament spotlight. The Thousand Sons are next, with a win rate of 54.7%, followed by Chaos Demons with a win rate of 54.1%. These factions are consistently performing well in terms of win rates, although the Thousand Sons are not performing quite as well as Demons in terms of winning tournaments. Tyranids are the last faction in green, with a win rate of 52%. The Necrons top the yellow group with a win rate of 48%, but did get the third most wins this week. The most popular faction, the Space Marines, get a win rate of 42.8%. Stay tuned till later on in the video to see how the individual chapters perform. There are less factions in red than last week, but there are 12 factions under 45%, while there are only 4 factions above 55%. With only 8 factions within GW's Goldilocks zone, I really think GW should do something about this sooner rather than later. The second most popular faction, Aeldari, topped the Leviathan to date win rates with an impressive 64.9%. The Genestealer cults were in second place with a win rate of 60.8%. Who knew being able to respawn most of your units would be really strong? The third most popular faction, Imperial Knights, topped the green group with a win rate of 59.4%. It'll be interesting to see if their win rate drops any further in the coming weeks. The Custodes come next with a win rate of 55.2%, followed by Chaos Demons with a win rate of 53%. The Thousand Sons are on 51.4%. Their win rate will increase if they can continue to show the good form they had this week. I must say, as a Thousand Sons collector, it is nice to see them in the green group, rather than right at the bottom as they were at the end of 9th. The Tyranids are the last faction in green, with a win rate of 51.2%. Chaos Knights drop a bit further down the table, now the nerfs are in play across all tournaments. They now have a win rate of 46.2%, and if their form continues, they will soon fall out of the Goldilocks zone. The most popular faction, Space Marines, get a win rate of 44%, with a further 11 factions below them, 7 of which are in red. With so many factions struggling, the game really isn't in the best place balance-wise at the moment. I do feel for the Leagues of Photon, who are down at the bottom with a win rate of 29.5%. The single Raptors and Sons of Medusa players top the win rates, both getting a win rate of 66.7%. As they were only a single player, this week the Deathwatch topped the win rates with 51.9%. The 6 Iron Hands players just getting green with a win rate of 50%. The most popular chapter, the Dark Angels, topped the yellow group with a win rate of 45.7%. Their win rate has actually decreased since the Lion was released, so it doesn't seem to be making a big difference. That, or no one has been able to get their hands on his mini. The 3 White Scar players get a win rate of 45.5%, followed by the Salamanders on a win rate of 43.3%. The Space Wolves are on a 42.8% win rate, with the second most popular chapter, the Ultramarines, getting a win rate of 42.1%. This is a significant improvement off their win rate of 28.8% last week. The 11 Imperial Fist players get a win rate of 41.9%, with the Black Templars just getting in yellow with a win rate of 40%. The third most popular chapter, the Blood Angels, topped the red group with a win rate of 36.4%. The Iron Hands topped the Leviathan to date win rates with 56%. Their win rate has dropped a little bit, but not by as much as the chapters who were above them. The Deathwatch are the only other chapter in green, with a win rate of 50.2%. They certainly seem to be performing the best out of the chapters with their own index. The Salamanders topped the yellow group with a win rate of 49.6%, followed by the Raven Guard with a win rate of 47.5%. The second most popular chapter, the Dark Angels, run a win rate of 47.4%, followed by the 6 Flesh Terror players on a win rate of 44.4%. The Space Wolves come next with a win rate of 43.1%, with the Imperial Fist on a 41.4% win rate. Fearless's favourite Blue Boys and the most popular chapter, the Ultramarines, make a slight improvement. They are now on a win rate of 41.1%. The third most popular chapter, the Black Templars, are nearly out of the red group, with a win rate of 39.7%. They have overtaken the Blood Angels, who are on a 38.3% win rate. This week, the majority of the Chaos Space Marine warbands are unknown, so we'll go straight into Leviathan so far. The Emperor's Children top the win rates. After a good week, they are on 59.5%. The 4 Iron Warriors players come next, getting a win rate of 53.8%. The Black Legion, who have far more players, are just behind with a win rate of 53.3%. The Red Corsairs and Fallen both have a win rate of 50%. The 7 Word Bearers get a win rate of 44.4%, with the 6 Alpha Legion players on 40.7%. The Night Lords are the only Legion in red, with a win rate of 37.5%. If you enjoyed our content, please subscribe, check out one of the videos on screen, and consider using our affiliate links in the description. Thank you for watching.